So here we are here at the Homestead Miami circuit as the first ever ARCSOA online series is going to be taking off here at Homestead. We have Zach Buchanan as our pole sitter for round 1 and 2. Round 3 would be a little bit different as we'd rerun qualifying because the server kind of crashed afterward. But Brandon Schmidt is on his outside in P2, Dylan Schwallenberg P3, Dunn LaPrade in 4th, Bobby Jones in 5th, Austin Ogo in 6th, Brandon who is that? I can't tell who that is. That's Bobby Jones. Okay, Brandon Berg is out there. Joey Murphy is on his inside. Dylan Young's playing a bit of bumper cars there, and that is Austin LaPlante. Right there, Seth Cole, Blake Warren, and DJ Curtis. I don't think DJ Curtis took a lap, because Blake Warren has been fast when he's gotten into a draft, but in practice, in qualifying, he was quite slow. Anyway, field would round the final corner here under the pace lap as Zach Buchanan would lead the inaugural race here. This is, of course, a triple header, so 3 20-lap races. There will be another triple header later on in the season at either Detroit or Cleveland. And the green flag is out here, as it looks like a yellow car. That would be Ogo, would jump into the middle line, and grab a couple of spots that way. Schwallenberg got a great start from second. It didn't look like the outside line got a very good start with Schmidt, and he would fall back quite a large margin as the field would rocket themselves around this track at they will be going speeds of nearly 220 miles an hour, approaching 220 in the draft. We'll see how fast they go. 216 right there when Dylan Schwallenberg. So here they come. Oh, it looks like the two got onto the apron there. That is of Buchanan. The two got the apron, and it looks like Ogo tried down to the inside of Schwallenberg, but he knew that was going to be a really rough move as we're seeing that the 25 of Schmidt is warping a bit. They would be pretty much single file right here, as looks like Schwallenberg tried to the inside a bit there of Buchanan, but for the most part they would remain single file here. This is a big kind of thing. Despite it being a flat out track, it's very difficult to actually make a move. You got to get almost a run off the corner because these DW12s don't exactly draft like a stock car normally would, and it's more about momentum rather than downright power. And as we're going a little bit further back through the order, you see toward the back there is some side-by-side racing. Oh boy, there's some close call there. A nice save there by, I believe that was Berg in the 94. Great save. First caution of the race would come out when Dylan Young got onto the apron trying to go 3 wide, not being able to control it, comes up the field, and we have a big wreck. That's Brandon Berg out of it. Seth Cole's upside down, and that's Austin LaPlante. All 3 of those guys would fall out. Blake Warren did a nice job avoiding that wreck. This is his first ever online NR 2003 race, Blake Warren, but all 3 of them would go out. We'll see what happened again to these 3 guys. Quite a simple wreck, really, as Dylan Young made it quite clear that he got onto the apron, and he got his first out of 2 cautions, because if you get 2 cautions in each of these races, you go down to a one and done for the next race, and if you cause that, then you're out for the 3rd one. So we'll have to see if Dylan Young will mind his P's and Q's the rest of the race. Zach Buchanan would lead on the restart over Schwallenberg and Bobby Jones. 4th place is Ogo, 5th place is Murphy, 6th place is Schmidt, and that's the end of the points because only the top 6 get points here. So Schmidt is doing a nice job holding off the field behind as DJ Curtis and LaPrade are going for 7th, honestly. But Buchanan is doing a nice job holding the inside line, but it looks like Schwallenberg has a faster car and is looking all over the backstretch in the 77 to get by. And right there, oh, nope, I thought right there he'd get it, but it looked like actually that would be Bobby Jones looked underneath Schwallenberg. So some very aggressive racing towards the front, but you really can't make a move because there's not a whole lot of room down there. And pinching like that is not a very wise idea. Joey Murphy had the save of the century right here, as he would get on the apron after getting pinched kind of by Ogo, kind of by his own doing. He went down there, he would save the car nearly, that could have gotten really bad and taken out the 25, the 20, and the 12, but that wouldn't bunch them up. Oh boy, there's a big contact up ahead, and oh, there we go! There's a big wreck. That is Bobby Jones is over. Oh, boy. Dylan Young and Austin Ogo's out of it. And Young is done. Bobby Jones is done as well. And I believe this race is going to come down to like 7 cars probably at the end of it. We'll see it again. So Buchanan would go up high, and Schwallenberg tipped his nose in there. And then what ended up happening is it bunched up the field, and these 3 guys got into a big, big crash because of it. As the field checked up, they really had nowhere to go. Dylan Young nearly flipped over the pit wall, and that was it for these guys. Ogo would actually leave before rounds 2 and 3 were run, so Ogo, we would not see him the rest of the night for the other 2 races. The interesting thing, though, is when this happened, as they're coming back around here, they're going to have this wreck happen behind. Schwallenberg would actually get the lead out of it, coming back to the line. Schwallenberg dove down low. They made contact. Schwallenberg would get the lead here over Buchanan. So the lead would be the first lead change of the race, with Schwallenberg getting the lead, I believe. No, he didn't actually there. Oh, yes, he did. They did give the 77 the lead. So car 77 did take the lead probably by a couple inches. On the restart, Schwallenberg would lead over DJ Curtis in second and Buchanan in third. Buchanan got a pretty bad start, while Curtis got a pretty good start. LaPrade would slot into fourth, as fourth place guy being Joey Murphy got a really, really bad start. There's only 7 cars on track, so it's going to be a battle between Murphy and Blake Warren to see who gets the last point spot. Great debut for Blake Warren, staying out of trouble. Great first race for him. However, it looks like DJ Curtis is trying everything with 2 laps to go to get by Schwallenberg. White flag now, and it looks like Buchanan's trying to make every move to try and get by there, but it looks like he would go under for second, and that's pretty much going to ruin their run. And Schwallenberg, all he has to do is he's loving to see him go side by side behind him, and he rounds the final corner. Dylan Schwallenberg would win the first of 3 rounds here in the triple header here at Homestead, Miami. Second place would go back to Buchanan, and third place would be DJ Curtis. Fourth place would actually go to Schmidt, and fifth place would go to LaPrade. And then the 6th car went to Joey Murphy as they wrecked coming across the start-finish line. Let's go to race 2. On the start for round 2, same qualifying order would be used as round 1, as round 3 was supposed to be the same way. However, the server kind of crashed after this race. So Buchanan would lead on the start of round 2 here. Green flag would come out, as it looks like Schwallenberg got a pretty bad start, but enough just to close the door on Bobby Jones. And Jones would slot into third, as another bad start by Brandon Schmidt on the outside line. Schmidt would dive behind, I believe that's Murphy, though, in the 9 car. Stephen Pollard III was not in the first race, as he had to do something. He would come out of the out of the pit lane, and the admins, being me and Jessica Shelton, would give Pollard all of his laps back so he could be on the lead lap. So Stephen Pollard III, nice to see him out here. We'll see if he can score points with the help of the admins there, as Buchanan would lead. You'll notice that this race is a little bit of a spoiler, is a lot calmer than the last one, the previous one. Typically, we expected that one race would be calmer than the other 2, and that the other race, that there'd be kind of a mid-range race, and then there'd be a really crazy race. We'll see if round 1 was the crazy race, or if it was the mid-range race when we get to round 3, but just a little spoiler, this one was the tame one. As you can see, for the most part, they stayed relatively stable here, as they did force Joey Murphy back a few spots, and LaPlante would catch up. The back 3 being Blake Warren, Seth Cole, and Dylan Young would hang back also as well, and Stephen Pollard would end up being put a lap down. However, they would give that lap back as well, because he did miss the start kind of through circumstances out of his control. Buchanan would get forced to the high line coming out of turn 4 and would fall all the way back to the pack, as Schwallenberg would take the lead from round 1 winner. Dylan Schwallenberg would take the lead, and now he's got Bobby Jones on his rear end, and behind that Schmidt and Brendan Berg is in 4th place. Berg is actually looking quite strong, so watch out for him later on in this race. Bobby Jones would also get forced to the high line and fall back quickly, as Schmidt took P2 away from him, and Berg is getting some help from LaPrade. LaPrade in 4th place. And Murphy's back in 5th. The last point spot is Austin LaPlante. And Buchanan is also back there as well, looking on the outside looking in, as they are coming up to, well, you could kind of say that Pollard's in the lead, but he's a lap down, because he would get his lap back eventually. Pollard would ended up getting a pass there, as that is Pollard right there. He kind of got lost out of the draft, didn't really have a whole lot there. The back three of Dylan Young, Seth Cole, and Blake Warren were all betting on a, and Buchanan for that matter, we're all betting on a caution coming out, just to see if they could avoid it and maybe squeak into some points. But Schwallenberg would continue to lead, but Schmidt is starting to get a bit more aggressive, looking for ways to get by the 77 car. 3 to go now, and not much has changed. They've been relatively single file the whole way. LaPrade tried to make a move there on the 94, but that's not going to work. But the 94, the 25 car was interestingly complaining about the 94 being all over the rear wing and gearbox of the 25 car, and even to the point where officials were getting ready to warn the 94 to give space between himself and the 25 car. But the not much could the 94 do, because they both were experiencing some internet issues. As here they come, coming around with the white flag. This could be a very close race at this rate, as we're going to see if Brandon Schmidt can make a move. He looks low, can't do much there. He's going to come back up, and oh, he made contact. There was contact there. He's going to slide off the track. He tries slowing down, and oh, there's Murphy and LaPlante. Get a huge piece there. Final lap is out. The yellow is out, but it's raced back to the line effectively, and not much of a challenge. Dylan Schwallenberg, there's a little bit too much of a gap there. Dylan Schwallenberg would win the first 2 races here at Homestead. Can he sweep the Homestead tripleheader? Who knows? We'll take another look at the Murphy, Schmidt, and LaPlante wreck. Schmidt would be very, very angry about this one. Here it is again. They think it was kind of a lag push. They're not sure, but oh man, that was a bad wreck there with Murphy and LaPlante. The 2 Ganassi cars got a big piece of that. They will have a teammate in Tristan Wilhoit. Oh, Pollard slammed in there hard as well. This was actually the race for the final point spot. Pollard versus Young and Warren. It looked like Young would get it because Young avoided the wreck better. This is for the final point spot, and Dylan Young would grab that one. So, great run by Dylan Young. So, race 2 would be taken by Dylan Schwallenberg. 2nd place would be Brandon Berg. 3rd place would be Don LaPrade. 4th place would be DJ Curtis. And 5th place would be Bobby Jones. 6th place would be Dylan Young in the 67 car. On to race 3. Because the server crashed after this race, there would be a different starting order. Dylan Schwallenberg would be caught on the outside line. And there's the person saying drivers to their cars. And Don LaPrade would actually be on the pole with Schwallenberg in 2nd, Bobby Jones in 3rd, Curtis would be in 4th, and somebody would be in 5th. We'd have to see in a minute. Remember how I said that we were expecting a medium race, a calm race, and a crazy race, or calm, medium, and crazy? Well, we had the calm race being race 2, only having 1 wreck, and we'll have to see if race 1 was the medium race or the crazy races. However, race 3 will turn out. However, I'm expecting race 3 to be kind of calm, because the 2nd race was pretty calm as well, and maybe the jitters got out of them after the first one. So the first one I'm expecting to be kind of the crazy race. But Don LaPrade would be 1st, 2nd Schwallenberg, 3rd would be Bobby Jones, 4th would be Curtis, 5th would be Buchanan, 6th would be Murphy, 7th would be Pollard, 8th would be Cole, 9th would be Bourne, 10th would be Young, 11th would be Berg, 12th would be LaPlante, as green flag is out. Kind of a crazy start. Somebody missed a shift back there. That was Pollard got a really, really bad start, as they would continue on their merry little way around this track, as Don LaPrade would lead here at Homestead, Miami. First caution would come out in the back of the pack, as Seth Cole would kind of lose control of the car, and right there, he'd blow over a bit there. Brandon Berg had really nowhere to go. I believe Berg would checking out his car there, maybe. Seth Cole would also continue onwards as well. as the field would slow down behind the caution. Not a great start to this race, not as good as last race. On the start, oh boy, we got a wreck in the back bad. That's Dylan Young lagging really badly. Murphy would also get turned. So we get another 4 laps of caution, 4 or 5 laps. Actually, this caution, I remember, was distinctly quite long. So we'll have to see what happened to Murphy. So Murphy's pacing here, and I don't believe Dylan Young really knew what was going on. Runs right into the back of him, not even paying attention, and then would start lagging once that happened. And yeah, this would happen. Dance party! Anyway, after another 4 laps of caution, the race would resume. On lap 11, the race would resume as Schwallenberg got a much better start than Laprade. And not a whole lot Schwallenberg can do, though, because the outside line here is at such a big disadvantage. And that's Bobby Jones in 3rd place. Buchanan's in 4th. Curtis is in 5th, and LaPlante's in 6th. 7th is Blake Warren. 8th is Berg. 9th is Pollard. 10th is Murphy. 11th is Cole, who was very slow out there. However, Schwallenberg would hit the apron and would continue to fall back, and Schwallenberg would actually get spun, spin out there, come back up the track, or Schwallenberg would spin out there, and oh boy, Warren's upside down and comes down the track. Oh, right there, that's Murphy. So bad race for Murphy. What happened to Blake Warren? And first off, what happened to Schwallenberg? Right here, there was contact between Schwallenberg and Bobby Jones, forcing Schwallenberg to the high line. Now, Schwallenberg was complaining that his one tire felt like it was going down. So, he gets into the corner, and around it goes, the car does. Now, further up the track, Blake Warren was trying to avoid the wreck, got onto the apron, right into the way of Brandon Berg. Warren would flip upside down, and right there comes back down the track, and Murphy really had nowhere to go. I'm shocked that car didn't flip. And Duncan Laprade would lead on the restart. However, that is Bobby Jones is all over the back of Laprade, and I keep saying that. But Laprade really did a nice job holding him off there, as Schwallenberg is still in the race. Both Blake Warren and LaPlante, oh no, Murphy's still in this race, as Laprade leads over Jones, Curtis, and Buchanan. 2 to go. It looks like Jones is trying whatever he can do to get by. However, can't do anything there, and it looks like because of that, he's got Curtis all over his back bumper in the Ed Carpenter car. The single-file racing action would continue a bit as Bobby Jones would try to make a run on the outside. I'm not thinking that Laprade's car was as dominant as, even though I think he led from start to finish, I don't think it was as dominant or as good as the 77 cars. They actually did try and get a run going. However, that would not really affect, as Duncan Laprade would win the 3rd round here at Homestead. 2nd place would actually go to Curtis, or would go to Jones. 3rd, Curtis. 4th would be Buchanan. 5th would be LaPlante, and 6th would be Berg, and then the 2-time winner, Schwallenberg, would not get any points here, so he'd be stuck with only 20 points. Let's go down to the points. Points coming out of the first 3 rounds was Dylan Schwallenberg, after winning 2 races, getting 20 points. Laprade is in 2nd, Duncan Laprade in 2nd, DJ Curtis 3rd, Buchanan is in 4th, Bobby Jones 5th, Brendan Berg is 6th, Brandon Schmidt 7th, LaPlante is in 8th. Schmidt didn't run in the last race, mind you. LaPlante is in 8th. Murphy and Young, Dylan Young and Joey Murphy tied for 9th. And Warren, Cole, Ogo, Washer, and Pollard are all 10th and last. Washer did not take part in any of the races. The next race will be on Wednesday, or races in the series are on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for a 15-minute practice session and then qualifying and race. The next race is November 5th, Wednesday, November 5th, at the Sebring circuit. If you'd like to get involved in the series, please contact me or comment below, and we'd love to see you out here. We had 12 cars, and for Homestead, we'd like to get a few more. Thanks for watching, guys.